Hello, Taurus. This is your tarot reading, weekly reading for the week of August 16th to whatever. It'll be posted. I can't even think 7 days ahead at this moment. But we will see what's happening. The trains and the noise outside. I've got my window open because it's quite stuffy in here. But I've had airplanes that sound like Lear jets going over the top. I've had trains bashing around. It's a noisy day around here, so I do apologize in advance for that. Plus, I'm having coughing fits every 2 minutes because we have brush fires and the smoke in the air is hideous. But, you know, you can't never open a window, if you know what I'm saying. So let's see what's on the agenda. I'm going to do it. Oh, jeez. I'm using an old deck that I used to use constantly and haven't used in a long time. And it's sort of dark in here, so I have to like keep putting the cards right up to my face to remember what they are, which is kind of weird. It shows how fabulous my eyesight is. And let's see how it all plays out. What a crappy way to start. But a lot of people seem to be getting that card lately, unfortunately. Well, there's a lot of good stuff here. A lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. But we do have some heartache here. So, what is this heartache about for you, my darlings? Sometimes it's baggage that you carry with you from a sad past. Sometimes it's something current where there's pain about a relationship. Something's happened to somebody that you love. Something's causing you heartache. It could be, a lot of times it's a love relationship going bad. You know, that's not always the case. I have one friend who her father died a couple of years ago, and she gets this card every time, and it's because she is still in that much pain over losing her dad. And I mean, he was I don't know how old he was, but she's in her 50s, so I mean, he wasn't super young, and I get the impression he was like not a young dad when she was born, so I'm guessing he was like 80 or maybe older. So, but, you know, she had him there her whole life. And because he was long-lived, you know, it's not like, I mean, my dad died when I was in my 20s. So as bad as it may have been at the time, that is like in the ancient past now for me. But, you know, for her, it's very fresh. And he was a very, you know, huge figure in her life, and sounds like he was one of the more dynamic people in the family, and she feels the loss all the time, and she gets the card every time consistently without fail. So for you, this could be anything. For each of you, it'll be something different. So, you know, I wish you the best in dealing with this and possibly getting over it. You know, I mean, there are things we do carry with us, but you know, there are ways to manage heartache or sometimes get over it when new things come in. So that's what I hope for you. And I hope it's not anything too awful, you know, because sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't. It just depends on how we perceive things. Let's be honest. Things have the meaning we give to them. So that's your only bad card. This is a very good thing, because sometimes there are very bad cards. I think this is, yes. So this is our wounded warrior here is what this is about. He is a little defensive maybe. He's been hurt. It's an active card. Nothing's stopping him from doing the things you want to do. You're not being stopped by any wounds or pain or trauma that you've been dealt, but there's a little bit of, you know, pain, and it's not always easy to do the things that you are doing, which you are doing. Like, you're not letting this take you down. You're doing everything you're supposed to be doing, but you know, you're a little bit wounded somehow or about something. So understandable. Nobody's telling you to do things differently. You're progressing, you're proceeding. This is good. Oh, because this card looks so pretty from this distance, I did not realize it was the Ten of Swords, which is definitely a feeling of being defeated. So these two cards together carry more of an impact than just this card. So something has made you feel absolutely defeated. Sometimes this means that there's been a death, and, you know, even if it's years later, if it's recent, of course you'd have trouble dealing with it. Sometimes if it's not recent, you know, like my friend, there's this pain and this loss makes you feel defeated. Sometimes this combo, and I'm going to say this is more often the case than somebody dying, this is a love relationship gone bad where you feel betrayal. This is usually the case when there's this level of heartache and this feeling of defeat. See, typically this card is depicted as the swords actually going into the guy on the ground. Here they're hovering above, and it almost looks like from where I'm sitting a beautiful chandelier. But it illustrates the point possibly better that you're not actually being stabbed. I mean, sometimes we feel like we are when we're in pain. And you guys, Taurus, you feel things very, very deeply. So whatever's going on here, I hope it's short-lived. You guys are also so, typically, you guys are so, your family's so important to you, your home life, your partner, all that kind of stuff. So I am really hoping this is not a terrible love relationship that you're in right now. If it's from the past, good that it's in the past because it's time to move on from that. But if it's something that's going on right now, the last thing I want for you guys is for you to have an unhappy home life, because you guys are so all about home and relationships. It's very, very important that earth signs have good, strong relationships. And I'm wondering if this is what's wounded you. Yet, I'm going to put this down here because we're going to save some of this really amazing stuff for after. Here we go. So the Seven of Swords. This card I always say doesn't mean anything because when I read this card, I usually find that it doesn't mean anything. But it can mean failed plans. It can mean gossip. It can mean all kinds of nonsense like this. It's a card that I consider fairly trivial. But if you feel you've been betrayed, if there's been some kind of a betrayal, this can mean something of that nature. It can mean you've been backstabbed, stolen from. And the stealing from can also be of your dignity, your sanctity, your, you know, security of life. So I'm going to say that the way this is starting to feel is like a very, very, very bad love relationship where something has gone completely awry. Possibly there was a third party involved. Possibly it's just that things fell apart. But it hurt you. There's no doubt that this is a lot of pain, a lot of pain. So I hope with every fiber of my being that this can be gotten out of. I know sometimes it takes time, but let's see if there's a way to feel better about this, because I don't want you suffering. So here we've got the Five of Cups, and the Five of Cups is a person who is mourning the lost loves or the lost opportunities or the losses. But you've got cups standing up. You've got things to be passionate about right behind you or right in front of you. They're there. So maybe it's your kids. Maybe it's your friends. Maybe it's your parents. I mean, there are people that are right there that you can nurture and take care of and throw your passion into. And that will pay off for you and for them. So don't concentrate on the negative. Seriously, just pull yourself out of that and concentrate on the people that you love and in investing in them, you know, and it'll make you feel better. It really, really will. You won't be entrenched in this if you can give of yourself to the people who need you and love you. Okay, we're going to put, there's an awful lot of good stuff here. So we're going to kind of make a little arsenal, a wall of genuine happiness is what we're going to do. The King of Cups. So do you have a King of Cups in your life? The King of Cups is a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. He is typically, you know, kind of accomplished, probably over 40, probably over 45. He's kind of at the top of his profession or his game. He's very passionate. This is a man who is very, very passionate. He speaks the language of passion and love and compassion and emotional intelligence, more so than most men do. You know, I know that's a generalization, yes, but, you know, we can generalize sometimes. It doesn't mean that you couldn't be some other sign and be a sensitive guy. You could be, but typically this guy is more sensitive than most. They tend to be very intuitive. They tend to be very, very loving, a little bit playful at times. Passionate about everything, not just about love, but about their pursuits. They are passionate people. So maybe this is somebody that you know, somebody who will be in your week, maybe somebody new coming in, maybe your brother, your father, your best friend, or somebody new coming in if you're female, or maybe even if you're not. Maybe if sometimes this can represent a female, you know, traditionally it's a male, but you know, in the tarot cards nothing is really set in stone. It's more about the role in a card or a situation than gender or anything like that. Like, for example, traditionally women take care of the home and family and the social calendar, things like that. Now, if a man is the one who's doing that, he could appear as a queen as opposed to, but he might not. He could also, it just depends. It depends. There are people who are, you know, a lot of times you'll see like an Aries young woman or a fire sign young woman will appear as the Knight of Wands because she might be conquering, you know, a lot of things in life and doing a lot of traditional male things, you know, going out there into battle and pursuing, you know, things in a brave and strong way. So she might show up as the Fire Knight. So we've got, now, say you had this terrible relationship. I'm just going to throw one scenario out there, this devastating relationship. Whether this has come to fruition yet or not, maybe you're in it. Some of you will be, some of you will be past it, and there's the, you know, having to come to grips and focus on other things, and maybe there's a new person in life, or maybe this is even the old person that's been left behind. Whatever it is. Now, let's see who's this. Oh, okay. So, no. Okay, that's not. I just want to make sure I'm covering all the people here. Okay. So, after all the upheaval and the craziness, you need to go within and find your inner wisdom so you can regroup and restart and be reinvigorated and have some understanding and wisdom from this. When these terrible things happen to us, I know you don't always want to hear, oh, there's a reason for this, because it doesn't feel right, and you know, it doesn't seem like there could be a reason for this, and it doesn't seem like there could be a light at the end of the tunnel, but I promise you there is. There really, really is. So you need to go within and find that inner wisdom, because it's in you. And you guys, Taurus, are so deep thinkers and deep people with amazing, powerful feelings and the ability to connect, and just a force to be reckoned with. And so trust your wisdom, trust your intuition, and you're going to be able to get over anything, and you're going to be able to move on, and you're going to be able to have people in your life and make a difference in their lives, and you will be happy again. But you sometimes have to get there, and you're not always the quickest when it comes to shifting. You don't You feel things very deeply. You can't just snap your fingers and be fine, which is completely understandable. So you might be hanging in limbo for a little while with the Hanged Man, because you are doing that thing where you're going inside and you're trying to figure out things about what the next step is. And that's good. You need that. Step off the bandwagon if you possibly can. Take some time for yourself. Whatever is your thing, do it. Like, if having a bubble bath for an hour makes you happy, do that. If going for a hike alone makes you happy, do that. Whatever it is, that if you need to be with your friends, do that. You know, sometimes, as much as we need to be alone with our thoughts and feelings, we also need to connect with people. You know, whatever's best for you, but go within and think and go into your subconscious and let your imagination sort of float into different realms and connect with your inner spirit, because this is really important when there's any kind of situation. But you know, my darlings, I don't think you're going to be too ruined in the end, because, okay, here's our Queen of Pentacles. I thought there was another person here. So the Queen of Pentacles. So this could be you. This could be you. Definitely could be you, because you are Pentacles. This could, or it could be somebody else. Could be your person you're in love with, or whatever. It's an earth sign. It's a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. One of those three signs. Being that you're Taurus, if you're female and a queen sort of figure, running your home and family, and doesn't mean you can't have an outside job, but if your sort of main focus in life is the home front, you know, depending, like, there are people who go out to work and they're driven because they want to work. They love their career. They want to work. That's really their most important focus. Even if they have a family, sometimes it really is what makes them them. But you guys tend to really love home and family. I mean, so it could be a guy in that position also, but if you're a female who's sort of an adult and you've got kids, you don't have to have kids. You could just love the concept of home and family and extended family and all of that stuff. So I'm going to guess this is you. If you're a female, I'm going to guess this card is representative of you. It's a wonderful card. You invest in people. You invest in financial things, but you also invest in people. And so those interpersonal relationships, sorry, excuse me, are so important to you. And solidify those. The ones that you have, spend time with the people you need to. Yes, you still need time to yourself. That's a given. It's very important. But take time to spend time with the people who matter. And remember that you are a powerful person. You invest in people, you invest in health, you invest in wealth. You're just such a creator of all of that you must remember how important you are to others. And don't get discouraged, because it's not easy, you know. You guys are really good with responsibility and all of that stuff typically. So don't get discouraged. Everything's going to be okay. It really, really is, because you've got the Nine of Pentacles here, which is a wonderful card for you. It's security. It's happiness. It's communing with nature. It's basically having everything all around you. It's a card of discipline, and you guys tend to be good at discipline. It's a card of, after putting in the time and the effort and everything you need to do to make something happen, it happens. You have the power to make all kinds of things happen. You truly do. And then you've got this beautiful card, the Three of Cups, of celebration and overflowing passion and good things coming in and coming together with happiness and celebration and, you know, raising a glass, some kind of celebration. This is a really great card. I mean, this is a really important card. Some people will read this card as a third party in a love triangle. I don't read this card that way at all. So if that's going on, I'm going to say that this is the coming out of all the bad stuff into the good and into the happiness. And then you've got the Sun. You know, these three cards are very, very happy, but these two are two of the happiest cards in the deck. The Sun is childlike joy. It's a feeling that people do not feel that much in today's society. And it's a card that probably, you know, I would say it's a card that comes up less than almost any other card. It is not a card you get in every reading by any stretch of the imagination. And I love the depiction of it here, the spacey depiction. It is a sensational, amazing card of true happiness. It's on the horizon for you. I don't know what you're going through here. It's going to be different things for different people, and for some people it'll be worse than others. And I hope you're one of the Tauruses that it doesn't apply to. You know, I'm hoping you're not going through all this, because when you're doing a general reading like this, it won't apply to everybody, but it will apply to most people whose sun sign is Taurus. So in some manner of speaking or another. So if you want to let me know what it is in your situation, I always appreciate hearing that. Or if you have any questions, because I'm doing an upcoming show with your questions, my contact info will be below. I wish you all the best. I truly do. And I hope that you are happy. And if something bad's going on, I still will be sending you good energy for happiness and change. And I hope to talk to you soon. Take care.